Hey Dosers, welcome back. My name is Taylor. I'm one of the junior high pastors at our Vista campus. We're continuing our series today that is called Don't Be a Fool, and we are talking about anger. I remember when I was in 5th grade, this was my favorite class that I've ever been in because it was my favorite teacher I've ever had. Don't want to tell you his name because of the story I'm about to tell you, but I think he was my favorite teacher because he was retiring this year and he kind of let us do whatever we wanted in class or let us play with different toys in our desk that normally other teachers would confiscate. I loved this teacher. You see, in this class, we had a student who would always get in trouble. I'm not going to tell you his name either. I'm going to give you a fake name, Zach. Zach's the guy filming this video right now. Zach is awesome. But in this situation, in the story, Zach would always get in trouble. He would have to change his PIN, if you know what that means, like a system of where you change your PIN whenever you get in trouble, and then if you change it 4 times, then you have to go to the office. Whatever it was, he would have to change his PIN all the time. He would always be disrupting the class, always getting in trouble. I remember one particular time that our teacher was just fed up with Zach. You see, what he did was he was sitting at his desk, and then he got up and he picked up the stool that he was sitting on. And he walked over to Zach with the stool above his head, and he shouted his name as loud as he could. He yelled, "Zach!" And the whole class froze. We were wondering if we were about to watch a homicide in our 5th grade class. Now, thankfully, he lowered the stool, and he walked back to his class, and he continued to teach the rest of the day. And you see, Zach did not disrupt the class anymore until probably the following day. Now, I tell you this story, thankfully our teacher did not hurt the kid, because I wanted to tell some story about anger and lashing out and screaming and yelling and freaking out. And I don't know if you are that type of person, or maybe you know people like that. I want to read you a proverb. It says this: "People with understanding control their anger. A hot temper shows great foolishness." That's in Proverbs 14:29. You see, what this means is people, they control, wise people learn to control their anger. They don't lash out, they don't scream, they don't freak out. Because the reality is people are going to hurt us and offend us, and we are going to get angry. But just because you feel that emotion does not mean you have to release it verbally, physically, just yelling. I think what it means is wise people learn to control their anger. They learn to take a deep breath, walk away from the situation, and return to it when they're ready to have an adult conversation. It says this in Proverbs 29:11. "Fools vent their anger, but the wise, they quietly hold it back." It is good to hold it back. It is wise to hold it back. You see, letting our anger go and our emotion go in that moment has consequences. First off, it causes us to do foolish things. I remember for me in 8th grade, I was so upset with my friend that I punched him in the shoulder, and it caused me to break my pinky. I don't ever condone physical violence, but if you ever find yourself in a situation where you have to throw a fist, don't aim for the shoulder. It's not going to work out good for you. But all kidding aside, you see, whenever we just lash out in anger, it's going to cause us to do foolish things. Proverbs 14:17 says, "Short-tempered people do foolish things." Literally, straight up says that. It causes us to do foolish things. Now, here's the second thing, is whenever we lash out at other people, whenever we just have this emotion of anger out, that it's going to cause us to have hurt relationships. I want you to think through all the different people in your life. If you are a person that is constantly angry, I'm willing to bet those people are going to become distant in your life. And even scripture says this, Proverbs 22:24. "Don't befriend angry people or associate with hot-tempered people." You see, scripture says the wise thing to do is separate yourself from people that are always angry. So let me ask you, how are you with anger right now? I don't know, this whole daily dose might not apply to everyone watching this, but if you are a person that is constantly getting angry, let me just challenge you to go to the Lord and figure out how to deal with it. This isn't a whole sermon to explain how to do it. And it's a lot easier in a 5-minute dose for me to say to do it than actually apply it. But think through, how can you be a person that controls your anger this week? Thanks.